Peace, family. It's your boy Gerald. It is Thursday, the 5th of March, 2021. How is everybody doing? I know it's been a minute since I put something out. But instead of putting something out that will lose your energy of thought, I wanted to pretty much wait until I had something that would stimulate the heart. First and foremost, I hope you're well. I'm doing okay. Still adjusting to being here in Hawaii, dealing with the pandemic. Yeah, I got my shot. And you got to do what you got to do. Got one more to do in a couple weeks. But at the end of the day, you have to make a decision on what's best for you. And I say that because there's a lot of people out here that want to distract you for what is needed. So, as I've always echoed, your body is your temple. You have to do what's best for self-preservation. And it starts by you listening to what's going on within yourself. It's very important because you guys know, you got a lot of people out here that don't want you to get to the finish line of your life. They don't. They're intimidated. They're afraid that if you come into your own, they'll be left behind. And it's sad. It's really, really sad because those people that are supposed to know your story, they'll know it. And those who have been pulled from you, they'll at least be able to reference the moments that were shared. Now, I had to put that out because I see there's a lot of confusion going on when it comes to the topic manifestation. And you guys know, now it's 2021, almost 7 years ago, I was talking about that. And I don't want to make it so that, oh, it's about me and no. Because it's not. Because the same focal point has always been the Most High. I am just a vessel to convey the message. And I've been very blessed to hear things that have been conveyed from these lips through time have found the intended ear and intended heart. So when I hear people say, hey, I came up with this, I said that, even some famous people, I look and I say, no, you did. And I've done that a lot. Even now, there's some current events going on where I'm hearing people claim to do things that they didn't, because anyone can be inspired. But the ability to manifest, that is tailor-made. And as you guys know, everything that was conveyed on this was never written down. It was only captured by video. It was captured by a timestamp. It was conveyed from my heart to reach you in the intended time. So I'm kind of baffled because on one side, I'm like, well, I see validation. I see that the message that was sent by the Most High, it's reached the intended in the intended time. But I also have learned that anything from spirit matters not if it's not shared. And if it's meant to be shared, it was never yours to begin with. Let that sink in. So, you know, I always remember when I would hear the elders always say, when you would hear things, you know, like a song. Oh man, this is a nice song. It's hot. You know, like, and then you find out it was a sample, and then when you hear the original, you know, it's like it's telling on itself. Like, no, this was created by somebody. Therefore, to be created physically, it was manifested by thought and action. So, I know you guys have scratched your head a couple times, like, I've heard this before. I've seen that, you know. And I realized that everything that I've tried to convey, I was planting seeds. And just as I've made the video talking about the farmer, talking about the harvest, talking about the steps that were taken, because you can't have a harvest until you survey the land that the seed goes into. But if that seed is not good, it will not grow. And if it does grow, it will not grow into the true potential that it was meant initially it was planted. So I think it's kind of figuratively funny when I hear people say, I created this. I created. No, you didn't. Because at the end of the day, family, as the Most High said long ago, one of the first rules, to be true to thyself. And I would turn around and echo to you, when you decide to be true to thyself, you will also understand the most important message of it all about your life. Do you know who you are? Because once you understand who you are, you will start to understand what is being shown. And what is being shown is your purpose, the reason for it all. And sometimes, when you manifest things, it is not instantaneous. It must be saturated in the environment. It must be taken in or sowed in the intended time. But if it is blessed, not only will it reproduce, not only will it grow, but the roots that it is nurtured from will last for eternity. So how you doing, family? You doing okay? I know we're a long way from March of 2020. And see, this time last year, we were actually going into the narrative of the shutdown. It was also at that same time they were talking about formally giving a word, as we know as the coronavirus, the pandemic, and how it economically had an impact on everyone that it could, from a town near you, to the city near you, to a state near you, worldwide. I spoke on that too. But I've also come to learn through the years, very, very grateful. Even when the fool cannot ignore and have to acknowledge that there is a God, the world will shake, and has she not? Just like a bell in the distance, she's ringed. Environmentally, she's been chastised. She's been challenged, even to the point of being disfigured. But still, she exists. Why? Because you're present. Why? Because you're meant to carry the story to your next generation, even the ones that you can't see. So, why am I saying this to you? Because I believe some of you have given up on your dreams. Some of you have allowed the narrative of your reality to set the tone of your direction. And I'm here to remind you, bring you back. No, 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 no. There's more to you than what you see outside your door. There's more to you that you will discover. There's more to you that you will embrace, and there's more to you that you will protect. Why? Because you were chosen. So, how you been? How you been? I'm talking to you. I would love to hear from you because I'm on an island far, far away. Doesn't mean that you're not being prayed for, thought about, hoping that you will champion all that it makes you, you. But I wanted just to take a second just to say hello. Now you may be wondering, all right, Gerald, we've been in the dark for a minute. What's been going on? Well, still got to eat. Still got a responsibility. But as in regards to what I want to do here, slowly but surely the island is starting to transition. Things are starting to open up. Unfortunately, the environment economically has been challenging for a lot of people that reside here. And, it's kind of one of those situations where if you're in the right place at the right time, you can take advantage of those that can't, and has been blatantly obvious. But it keeps my feet grounded. I'm gonna stay prayed up. I'm gonna stay vigilant because I cannot ignore where I was more than 365 days ago and what it took to bring me here today. This is all God's doing. Even though with the hustle and bustle of the traffic, and the traffic here is very atrocious. Man, the traffic here is crazy. I can definitely tell you that one of the lessons that spiritually that I've had to embark is to be more patient in mankind, even though mankind has forgotten that with themselves. But that doesn't stop me. That just means it gives me more ample time to assess, to reflect, to acknowledge, to pray. But yeah, I know you guys are on the blogs, you guys see stuff, and I'm like, if my heart wasn't in the right place, I could really let people know what's really going on, because the platform that they're building isn't true. Why? Because anyone can be inspired, but manifestation is intimate. That is why there's only a select few that are chosen. But even if you're chosen, doesn't mean that you are bona fide to hear the call. Even in those moments, you have doubts because we're human. But just like your dreams, in the intended time and moment, they always resonate to the top, don't they? They always remind you that they're there. They always demand that you hear and embrace. Why? Because you were called to do that. So have no fear. Have no fear. Now I know I look a little crazy. I got this little salt and pepper going on, and that's because of the sun that's here. Weather here is average like 70s, and then peak days it gets up to about 85. I haven't made a point to go down to the ocean front, even though I'm on an island. There's an ocean front all the way around. I just pick where I want to go. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm able to reach out. I'm grateful to let you know that you matter, as well as let you know that you are loved. But to truly understand how much you are loved, you must first love yourself. Did you hear me? Who am I talking to? Why are you doubting your self-worth? Because they don't call you anymore? They're doing you a favor. They're making room for those that will appreciate you. But in the intended time and moment, guess what? You're going to see them again. They're going to reach out. They're going to let you know you're going to have that conversation, even if you don't want to, because that's what spiritual closure is all about. So prepare for that. So when you see it, just remember, oh, Gerald, he was talking about that, because that's part of life. And you have the responsibility of living your best life. Can't find that on social media, family. That's organic, because we're talking about you. So I hope you're doing well. I'd love to hear from you. If you're feeling what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up. If there's somebody that you think needs to hear this, share that with all my content. Each one teach one. Why? Because you're blessed. So, now that things are starting, the paradigm is starting to shift, I am finally in the position to get out there, give you guys some bean footage. Because I know you do want to see what it's like over here, right? And because I have ideas. I want to show you what the swap meet's about, and the food trucks and the different cuisines, and just to give you a bird's eye view of what it's like here, especially here in Oahu. Now, there are other islands connected to the Hawaii state, and in the intended time, guess what? I'm gonna take you out there too. Might require a boat, might require a plane, but what was required most is you're there. I miss each and every one of you. Love to hear from you. But more importantly, God's praying for you. And for that, it helps me discern mine. Don't ever, ever allow someone to rob you of your smile. Because when you feel that they're robbing you of your smile, that only means one thing. You need to love yourself more. Why? Because you're blessed, baby girl. You're blessed, king. And you matter. Stay healthy, stay blessed, stay you. Peace.